Hello everyone, Space Oyster here, and welcome back to Charmander Conquer Sinnoh. That is going to be the official title from now on, yes! I've already mentioned that. Anyway, in the last part, we made our way here to Celestic Town. We got the HM for Surf. We taught it to Super, the amazing Quagsire. And in this part, we will be doing some adventuring. So, now that we have Surf, and we can actually use it, there are quite a few things to see. Well, not quite a few things. A couple things. Well, anyway. So before we can go on with our adventure, I do believe that the next Pokemon I want to catch is available here on Route 219. Let's see. And you do have to use Surf to actually encounter whatever it is. Let me see if we can find it. Give me just a minute, folks. We will be right back when we get it. Unless this is it. That's not it. Okay, yeah, be right back. Alright, here we go. We're gonna use a Wingull. Oh, yeah. I imagine I'm going to regret this very, very much. But anyway, wait, I have Quick Balls. Why did I Thunder Wave it? Whatever. I am sure Disney can weaken it enough with quick attacks. But yes, anyway, Wingull. It's a super duper pretty, really common bird. So half flying, half water type critter. It is all over the place in the Hoenn region games. It's pretty common here in Sinnoh too. It tends to be a pretty common sight in any game it's in. And I think because of just how common it is, most folks really aren't a fan of using Wingull. Now let's see, Netball? Oh, this is a water type. Let's use a Netball. But Wingull is actually a pretty not terrible choice. Its stats are abysmal. Even when it evolves into Pelipper, its stats will still be pretty really low. But in terms of, in the games that have HMs, it is still a very useful critter to have around, since it learns water and the flying type moves. So it can use Fly, Defog, Surf, and I think we might be able to get Waterfall too. So it's a good complement for Bidoof for HM uses. So that way you don't have to use the water type HMs on Bidoof, and then Wingull can also handle the flying types HMs. And that pretty much covers all 8 between the two of them, assuming Pelipper can waterfall. Because if Pelipper can't waterfall, then that kind of puts a damper in it. But since Surf, Strength, and Waterfall are all not terrible moves, it might not be such a bad thing to have access to them. Or something like that. Anyway, we're gonna want to get our good friend Bird Pun here up to par, which means she is going to need the EXP share. Let's see, that Super has. And we're gonna give it to Bird Pun. Bird Pun, Bird Pun. Okay. Yeah, and then I have Disney up in front because she was the only one who was fast enough to run away from things. Alright, and let's take a look at her stats. Our dear little Bird Pun. Let's see. So, Brave. Brave is probably the worst nature I possibly could have ever gotten, ever. So, Brave is boosting her attack stat while lowering her her speed stat. So, not exactly an ideal combination. But it doesn't really matter. This is the main game. She's not gonna outspeed things, but we should be perfectly fine. And I don't feel like catching another one because it took an oddly long time to get this one. Yeah, I looked up the encounter tables. Tentacle had a 60% chance to show up, Wingull had a 30% chance, and then the remaining 10%... Oh, really? Wingull cannot learn Surf yet. I was kind of banking on that. Good thing we didn't overwrite Water Pulse. Alright, well, we'll teach Bird Pun our flying type HMs for now, and then we'll go on from there. Well, let's go ahead and drop Roost. Roost is a very useful move, and I imagine it will get lots of work done for us and blah, 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 blah. But for now, we're not going to do that. I'm pretty 100% confident that Pelipper can surf, though. So it should be able to take over all of our surfing duties once it gets up enough. But even if it can't, we have a Quagsire. Sorry, Super. Super can surf for us. All right, anyway, let's make sure we have Super in the front. Okay, I do have to be careful on this route because there are wild Pelipper and Tentacruel in the water, and they can get up to level 40. Anyway, oh yeah, and then going on this route is entirely optional. You never need to visit this part of the map. I am pretty much only going here because Wingull shows up here and many, many, many other places. But I just basically wanted to pick up a repair. Alright, so let's dig on the Marill, and let's fly up on the Marill too. There we go. Oh my goodness, Bird Pun is so fast. Or more like everything else around her is very, very slow. Actually, I do believe Wingull is faster than its evolved form Pelipper, so I shouldn't be too surprised that it's outspeeding Super, even with a level disadvantage. There we go. Marill is out of the picture. Good job, Super Bird Pun. Hey, don't body slam my Bird Pun. Oh, wow, a critical hit. How dare? I think we're definitely gonna need to get her swapped out. All right, so let's just dig again. I'll target the Marill, and Bird Pun's probably gonna get targeted a lot, so let's swap to Bidoof for the free swap. Yes, that is what we shall do. And then since we're gonna be dropping Bidoof after the 6th gym, spoilers, well, a little while after the 6th gym, I am going to start seriously needing to contemplate what to do about Zet. I expected Bidoof to be KO'd already. Anyway, hopefully we won't need the 2 HMs Bidoof currently uses. I think I already mentioned it before, but I believe Cut was only necessary for that one building in the town where we got Cut. Okay. And now that now that Bidoof has fainted, we can successfully swap in Disney. Aw, yeah. Fear the rat. And I forgot to heal up at the Pokemon Center, but it's fine. It's fine. Alright, anyway, and then I was looking it up, and Meditite evolves at level 37, so that's how long we have to wait to make more Yoga Puns. Ah, you messed with your Bubble Beam. Why are you even targeting Quagsire with that? I am so poogly. Alright, well, anyway, since Super is targeting the Marill, we can just target the Shelos. And I'm probably gonna have to start thinking more strategically about who I swap in, when, and how, and all that fun stuff. Alrighty. Yay, Marill's down. Oh, wait, I just had a thought. I don't need to swap Pokemon around. I can give Super a Smoke Ball. Yes! There you go, Super. Alright, and I have finally decided we are definitely gonna give Disney the choice specs. Most of the time when I swap her in, she only needs to use one thing, and if it ends up causing me to lose a battle, we can just deal with that in the aftermath. Anyway, with a smoke ball, Super can run away from anything. I do believe encounter rates on sea routes are a lot lower than they are in caves and in grass, so it should be really safe to surf around a bunch. I hope. Oh no, she's got a Goldeen. Goldeen's no match for my Super Wooper. Also, I think I also just realized that you don't need to catch Wooper in the Great Marsh. I do believe it's in that connecting route between, just to the left of Pastoria City. So I do believe I didn't need to go into the Safari Zone to get my Wooper, my Super Wooper. I'm torn on what to do. Let's dig again. And I am running low on digs. Yeah, I've encountered a few wild tentacles, and I forgot to make use of the smoke ball we found last time. Even though it is an insanely useful item, I am not very smartical, as I have probably repeatedly proven up to this point. Alright, anyway, Super is gained experience. Bird Pun is now experienced. Let's see, let's go for a dig. Flail, don't you flail at me, I'll flail at you. After we dig, though. And then Aqua Ring there. I think that they intended that to be a sort of defensive option for most water-type Pokemon to have access to. As you can see, Goldeen recovers a little bit of HP at the end of every turn after she used it. But the HP recovery from Aqua Ring is usually way too small to make a difference. It's not really worth setting up and can slam hit. Oh my goodness. By the time it hits, I'll need to use 2 more digs just to KO this thing. Jeebus. Alright, there we go. Goldeen is down. And Super has gained experience points. And surprise, surprise, she has another Goldeen. Okay, we're gonna yawn. Oh, thank you for the thingamadoodad. Let's see how much we do with a surf. Being on these water routes using Super, or even Bird Pun, is probably going to be a not very fun experience. Well, I mean, as you can already tell, it's not going too well. Alright, but Goldeen is now asleep, so we can get a safe swap into Disney. Fortunately, Wingull only needs to gain 1 level to evolve into Pelipper, and then we can test for sure if it's able to learn Surf. Which I am confident it can do. Very, very confident. Now, while I've got the thing pulled up, I can look that up. I might as well. I said up twice in the same sentence. Pet peeved! Alright. Ooh, a Sea King. Well, I see you, and now you are going to be Deadaroo. It rhymes because it's true, although Deadaroo isn't actually a real word. But nobody cares about that. Alright, there we go, there we go. Yay, Bird Pun is level 31. That means it'll evolve right away. Yeah, there we go. Evolving Bird Pun. And now we have a Pelipper. And she wants to learn Roost again. No. Yeah, we don't need Roost. Because this is an in-game playthrough. We don't need that stalling tactics. Although, since I'm not using items in battle, having a move that heals having the Pokemon learn a move that heals itself might be useful. Maybe. We do not know. What I do know is that Pelipper does indeed learn Surf, or can learn Surf, whatever the right way to phrase that is. I should probably try putting Bird Pun in the front, but I am afraid of running into wild Pokemon she can't get away from. Let's see here. Yeah, let's go ahead and moo up Disney. Alright, anyway. Oh, right, we should probably head back to a Pokemon Center. But I already used held items, so that'd be... that feels like kind of a waste, actually. I should have thought about that. Anyway. Oh well. Livin' La Vida Loca, as they say. Let's battle her, pick up the item, then go back to the Pokemon Center. That will be the evil plan. And I just realized I probably should not have choice specs on Disney, because she definitely might need to use items or moves other than Thunderbolt. I did teach her Thunder Wave. Very, very tricky. Alright, well, I guess I could try to just slap the choice specs on her before important fights, or I can just take them off entirely. I don't know. Let's just surf on the Finneon, the world's most forgettable Pokemon. Like, seriously, I bet you didn't even realize Finneon was a Pokemon. I bet you thought that was a real fish. Somehow. I don't know. And I'm pretty sure I already made that joke. I think. Probably. Anywho's in. Alright, anyway. Pick up the item. A max repel? Oh my goodness. Alright, yeah, but I don't think it would be a very good idea to use a max repel in these waters, since Tentacruel and Pelipper can show up at levels higher than my own critters. So that might just be inviting trouble. Or it might not reduce the amount of encounters at all, but anyway, it's on the water, so I don't think we need to worry about that. What we do need to worry about, I guess, is that I said the smoke ball was useless, yet here we are making use of it. Alright, anywho's in. Let's see. Continuing back, we are gonna continue to explore that route, because I forget what's at the end of it in Platinum. In the remakes Diamond and Pearl, they put a new-ish thing there where you encounter legendary Pokemon, and in order to encounter the legendary Pokemon, you have to go find specific items in the Grand Underground, I believe. It's all a tedious affair. Very, very tedious. Ooh, a splash plate. Two beings of time and space set free from the original one. And, well, let's see. With the splash plate, I could give that to either Quagsire or Pelipper. Oh, look, there's another Wingull. Yay, I didn't think there would be more. But, you know, even though my Pelipper is suboptimal, I am going to keep her. Because I already named her. She is Bird Pun now. I only live to swim. Teach me what's so fun about Pokemon. Wait, if you only live to swim, why do you even have Pokemon? I mean, it is Pokemon, so... Anyway, male swimmers. They are one of the examples of censoring in the Pokemon games. Oh. I should have expected a bullet seed. It's not doing that much damage. Anyway, they wear a much, thinner swimsuit in the original Japanese. And so for the English release with the swimmers, they decided to change it from a really skimpy swimsuit to a pair of swim trunks, which are somehow still skin tight. Well, I think they're skin tight anyway. It's not like I was looking. Alright, anyway, Octillery. Look at that, it's got its dukes up. It's ready to fight. We're gonna swap out. Disney's got this, y'all. Octazooka. Maybe I should have just stayed in. No. Anyway, let's Thunderbolt. Yeah, Octazooka, I do believe that is Octillery's signature move, and one that has not been appropriated by any other Pokemon, unlike a lot of other signature moves. But that said, Octazooka probably hasn't been appropriated because it's really bad. Yeah, definitely probably should have left Super in, because Super would have been able to deal with Tentacool much better than Disney. But it doesn't matter, Disney got the one-hit KO anyway. Tentacool does have really high special defense though, so sometimes even with a super effective hit, special attacks are not going to deal as much damage to it as physical hits, usually. Alright, anywhoozin', that is level 37 for Disney, and level 35 for Super. Ooh, excuse me. Alright, come here, you. Alright, there we go. And it's a little tempting to just put Yogapun in the front, because I would like for him to gain the experience. But I think we're gonna stick with Super for now, since I already gave her the Smoke Ball. A Pelipper, oh my goodness. Well, we can't deal with that with Super, so we're gonna have to yawn at it. Oh, yeah, that is the thing that probably makes Pelipper very infamous in game playthroughs. It learns Protect through level up, and since trainers and wild Pokemon usually only use the level up movesets, and they love to use moves like Protect and Detect, basically, Pelipers will spam Protect, or will spam Protect until they run out of it. Generally speaking, I'm kind of surprised that one didn't Protect right there, but it doesn't matter. What does matter is that Pelipper is asleep now. Ha! Your Protect won't save you from my Thunderbolts. Okie dokie, that is Pelipper down, and as long as he doesn't send out a half ground type next, Disney can stay in. I just had to jinx it. Okay. Alright, come on back, Disney. Super, you got this. Or, no, not Disney. Super, you got... Oh, did I already say that? I don't know. I am not doing very well with my Englishing today. Let's put this one to sleep, too. And then I think Gastrodon can have an ability called Storm Drain, and if I remember correctly, that one will absorb water-type moves. That, or it causes all water-type moves to target it specifically. I forget which. Anyway, now that Gastrodon is asleep, we can swap back to Disney again and use Grass Knot. Yes, that's right, passing car. We're gonna go back to Disney. Aw, yeah. One thing I really don't care for with sleep, despite how much I've been using it, is that it can wear off the turn right after you set it up. So it can essentially be a useless status condition if you're unlucky. Most people, when you're battling them, when you send one of their Pokemon to sleep, they'll tend to either swap it out or just leave it in to be a sacrifice. But more often than not, they'll go for a swap. So putting something to sleep is generally a free swap. But if you're battling other people online, there's usually a gentleman's agreement to only have one Pokemon asleep at any given time on either side of the field. So if you put one of your opponent's Pokemon to sleep, then the other ones are safe from the status condition. It is a thing known as the sleep clause. Alright, anyway, let us yawn at this Floatzel. Because I do believe Floatzel can get a few moves that can cause flinching, and flinching would be bad. Although it keeps going for Crunch. Yeah. Oh, that reminds me of that battle with Crash or Wake. I think I got very lucky that the Floatzel went for Crunch, because it knows Waterfall and Ice Fang as well, and both of those are moves that can cause flinching. So if Floatzel had gone for one of those against my Raichu, it could have caused me to flinch, and then since it was a 2-hit KO with Crunch, it probably would have been a 2-hit KO with Waterfall. Maybe not with Ice Fang, but Floatzel's got a pretty good attack stat, actually. It's pretty fast, and it's really strong, so Floatzel's just, in general, a good choice to use in the games it's available. Although it's got a lot of availability lately, so it's a little bit of a boring choice. I've always liked the look of Floatzel and Weasel, though, so I tend to try and prefer them, or I do prefer using them. Yeah, something to that effect. Pish! Don't you pish at me! I'll pish right back at you, lady! Alright, anyway. Super is now healthy again! Yay! And there's another guy to battle right here! Yeah, Swimmers don't really give a lot of cash when you defeat them, so there tend to be trainers that are best avoided unless you want the experience. Which I do, which is why we're battling this guy. Water Pulse! Ha! That's not gonna work against me. Anyway, Tentacruel. It got a interesting relative in Scarlet and Violet. I don't think Tentacool and Tentacruel are in Scarlet and Violet themselves, but there is a new Pokemon called Toadcruel or Toadscruel, I think? I forget the exact name for it. Point is, it's basically Tentacool on land, and it's a grass ground type. So that's a neat thing that happened. Alright, anyway, and now we're on Route 221. Alright, so yeah, Route 221. I remembered what's in this place now. So in the original games, plus Platinum, at the end of this route is actually a thingamadoodad where you can transfer Pokemon from Generation 3 games into these games. Yeah, up until Sword and Shield, being able to transfer Pokemon from your old game into the new one was always a standard feature, and there were no restrictions. Sun and Moon, the 7th generation, was actually the first generation to completely remove a national Pokédex. So while you could still transfer Pokemon that weren't in the Alola region into the 7th generation games, they wouldn't get registered in your Pokédex, so you wouldn't be able to read up on trivia about them. Oof, which is a bit of a bummer, but at least you could still bring the Pokemon into the games, which is more than we can say about Sword and Shield. Anyway, I think Super might be in a bit of trouble here with Floatzel. Floatzel is just way too super duper OP. No wonder why everyone's using it. And here I thought Gyarados was super common, but no, it turns out it's Floatzel. Alright, anyway, another dig should do. And yay, it's still asleep. Hooray! Floatzel actually also has funny animations in the modern Switch games that it's on. It will turn around and spin its tails whenever it uses ranged attacks like Ice Beam, and that gives the unfortunate impression that it's farting the moves at people. Alrighty, anyway, we're gonna need more milk. More milk for the Supergirl! That might have been actually a neat way to play on words with that. Because, you know, Supergirl, she has an actual name. I don't know what it is, but she has one of those. Yeah. I had a thought about that protein I just picked up. We're using it right away. Okay, so protein is the vitamin that boosts the attack stat. We're gonna give that to Yogapun, because any attack boost Yogapun get. Any attack boost that Yogapun gets is actually doubled because of pure power, which doubles its attack stat. So if it had just 1 point of attack, it would instead have 2 becomes 4, and so on and so forth. It basically means that any increase to Yogapun's attack stat increases exponentially. And exponential growth is has the potential to really get out of hand. Yeah. I'm not sure of what other good examples of that would be, but imagine I had a good example of that. Oh, and here's the sea route proving me wrong about lower encounter rates. Well, I said I wasn't sure if a repel would make much of a difference, but I mean, it couldn't hurt to try it out. What do you think? Should we try it out? Should we try it out? I think I'll try it out. Let's try it out. Okay, let's see. Don't need to use a max repel because we got a whole bunch of regular repels up here. Regular repel, go! And then I should probably farm for shards off screen. There are a few useful moves I'd love to teach. At least one I might want to teach to Quagsire, maybe also to Yogapun, that one move being Ice Punch, of course. Funny thing, actually, Wooper is able to learn Ice Punch, too. And that is funny because Wooper doesn't have hands. I think the implication is that Wooper either headbutts them or hits them with their tail. Alright, anyway, here we have a Golduckoo. How dare you swipe at me in a furious fashion? Alright, and I believe this will be the last dedicated water-type trainer we'll be battling for a little while. So, if Super gets to level 36 after this, we could probably put Firepun in front and work on getting Firepun's experience up. Ooh, actually, I really hope Super gets a level out of this, because if she does, that's when she learns Earthquake! And then we don't have to rely on Dig. I mean, although replacing Dig means I either need to buy the TM again to reteach it to somebody else, or I just use escape ropes. Yeah, I can just use escape ropes. Alright, anyway, we are surfing. Woo! It's not very effective. Well, it's effective enough. Oh, so close. Yeah, she only gave me 560 bucks. Why don't you have more on you, lady? It's like you're in the water or something. Jeez. That also begs the question, why is their money ruined? Well, unless it's supposed to be yen, I think yen are mostly coins. So if Pokemon money is the same as Japanese money, it might mostly be coins. Although I think they also have paper. I wouldn't know. What I do know is it's called yen. This guy. He likes fishing, but he loves battling. Oh no, he might be rival lady's dad. Oh, look at that. it's another one of those things. Alright, I believe we have one last dig. Oh, Captivate. That is... Oh. That is something else entirely. I was thinking of, yeah. I forgot the name of the move that I'm thinking of, but I thought Captivate would sharply increase my special attack and then confuse me, basically being a variation on Swagger. But Swagger ends up being overpowered because increases to the Pokemon's attack stat will hurt them a lot more if they hit themselves in confusion. Whereas an increase to special attack doesn't really help you out that much if they hurt themselves in confusion. In fact, if they swap into a Pokemon that likes having more special attack, you'd probably be doing more harm than good using whatever that other move is called. Anyway, forget a move. We are learning Earthquake now. We don't need to dig anymore because we got Earthquake. 80 base power. I thought Dig only had 60. I guess they buffed it at some point and I didn't notice. Actually, it would have been for this generation because in Generation 3, it's 60 base power. I think. Yay, thank you for the heal. So yeah, I guess that also kind of confirms that they aren't actually aware of Pokemon abilities. Maybe more advanced trainers like gym leaders and your rival are, but this person definitely is not. One more Finneon. Jeez, like he likes this Pokemon or something. And that's the third Captivate, sharply lowering special attack, which means super special attack is now as low as it can go. Hooray. It'll still be more than enough to finish this with the Surf, though. Eh. Yay, Finneon's down. And then I guess I should probably put Bird Pun in the front. I mean, I have it here to battle with, so might as well battle with her. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave that Smoke Ball on Super, just in case. And then I did know I said that it would have been a good time to try and get Fire Pun some experience. But we'll see if we can use Bird Pun directly. Ooh, an ace trainer. She's such an ace, she has 3 Pokemon. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and go for a fly. Oh, Petal Dance, eh? Alright, so Petal Dance, that's one of those moves that confused me as a kid. Vileplume learns it in Generation 1, and Petal Dance works the exact same as Thrash. So the Pokemon will use the move until it can't use the move anymore, or use the move for a bunch of consecutive turns, and then after that, it'll be confused due to exhaustion. The exact phrasing in the Generation 1 games, if I remember correctly. Well, I think it was actually the same as what we got right there. Confused itself due to fatigue, which kind of works as a sentence, I suppose. And that just got me wondering, wait, why was it thrashing about? I didn't use thrash. Azumarill. Alright, well, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna swap to Disney. Aw, yeah. Bubble Beam. Oh my goodness, I can't believe you'd use that. I didn't even read what Pelipper's ability was. Anyway, Pelipper is actually one of the Pokemon that got a pretty massive buff when they gave it another ability. I think it initially only has Keen Eye, which prevents accuracy drops. Handy in-game, but kind of useless otherwise. But in Generation 7, they also gave it Drizzle. So when Pelipper is sent out, it causes it to rain. And that turned Pelipper from a a joke into a pretty potent threat, surprisingly. So, now, quick attack, and I'm choice spec, so I couldn't quick attack back. How dare you, low punny? Now, let's see, if we send out Bird Punch, she'll just faint too. So let's go with our Fire Pun. And Amber. Your charms can't save you, low punny. Yay, we have successfully used Amber. What was I going on about? Oh, right. So Pelipper went from being mostly a joke to being a pretty, consistent minor threat, thanks to being able to cause rain whenever it's sent out. Because not only does it already have a water type stab or same type attack bonus, but it also knows the move Hurricane. Hurricane normally has very terrible accuracy, about 70, but it is a flying type move that uses the special attack stat, and it's got a pretty peck of power. And when it's raining, Hurricane's accuracy increases to 100%, just like Thunder. So it gave Pelipper some offensive hitting power, even though the only reason anyone would ever actually consider using it is because of its ability to set up the rain. So that was a neat thing for Pelipper. It was nice to see the Pokemon getting some interesting love from the developers in the form of a newish move. Alright, anyway. This route always makes me think of bug-type Pokemon, because I remember one playthrough where I was committed to using Kricketune. This was the route I was on when Kricketune started to actually take off. Kricketune as an early bug-type Pokemon, its stats increase rather quickly, but it's also got a pretty low overall stat total. Yeah. Staraptor versus Bird Pun. Anyway, and what hurts Kricketune as an early type bug more than other early type bugs such as Butterfree or Beedrill is that it doesn't really learn a lot of good moves. I think it learns Fury Cutter the moment it evolves, and then after that it doesn't really get much else. Let's go ahead and actually swap it Super. Anyway, what was going on? Oh, right. And then I think once it starts getting into the mid-30s level-wise, that is when it starts to really take off. Because it'll start to learn better bug-type moves. I think it naturally learns Bug Buzz, which, coming from a physical critter like Kricketune, isn't saying much. And I think it also gets access to X-Scissor naturally, which is the TM we just picked up, which is another bug-type move. So Kricketune at this point would get another small power spike. I guess small is the right word to use for that. Let's go ahead and try Fire Pun against Girafarig. So, with Girafarig, the neat thing to note about it is that its name is a palindrome. So that is the fancy way to say that its name is spelt the same way front ways as back ways. It got a new evolution in Generation 9 in Theragraph. Oh, jeez. Everything's getting so weak, and I'm out of revives. So let's throw something we don't care about. You're in charge, Bidoof. Anyway, it's a neat thing for Girafarig to have that aspect about its name. I think that's the right way to phrase it. What are Yopun's stats? Special defense. It's lower than Raichu's. Let's go ahead and give Yogapun a shot. Why not? I do want him to gain the EXPs. Let's go for a Force Palm. Anyway, it's very neat that Girafarig has its name gimmick like that. considering that it's got a sentient tail. Oh boy, this is turning out to be really bad. The Girafarig normally isn't that big of a problem, although that's proving me wrong there. Let's see. Fire Pun was faster than it, right? Right. Let's go ahead and try to feed this to Fire Pun. We're gonna have to go heal anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Dragon Rage! Alrighty. Now, I was kinda hoping Fire Pun would get to level 36 there. I mean, I'm not gonna evolve it right away, but I was hoping anyway. Pal Park isn't open yet. We're still setting up. We're getting Pal Park ready. I wonder what you can do there. Wait, don't you know? Jeez. You should listen to my explanations at the very least. Yeah, let's go ahead and fly back. Yeah. I was thinking I could use the rare candy I got in my inventory to feed Yogapun a level, and then that would give him enough HP to no longer be fainted. But I think it might actually be better to fly back and then explore the route from the other side. Maybe. We shall see. If I run into anything too overpowered, I can swap to super and then run. Yeah, but hopefully the repels will keep them away. Hopefully. The Tentacool and Wingull that will make up a majority of the counters on this water route, and I imagine many others, well, for this route at least, they cap out at level 30. So, leading with a level 30 critter, and then using a repel, that should, in theory, guarantee that the only things that show up are Pelipper and Tentacruel. In theory. Where I think we're seeing it in practice, where I'm just not running into a lot of anything. So maybe it rolls for the encounter, and then if it rolls Pelipper or Tentacruel, I'd run into that, well, and at a high enough level, and then if I didn't run, and then if I don't get that, then it just, or if it doesn't roll one of those, then it just skips the encounter entirely. Maybe. I do not know. Anyway. Let's see here. Breezel. Let's go for flight. Alright, yeah, and then I don't expect, Alright, anyway, I don't expect Bird Pun to make much of an impact with her flying type moves. Alright, sorry about that. Distracting noises. Anyway, so I don't expect Bird Pun to usually make use of her flying type moves, despite the fact that they're pretty much all I've been using in this battle. Mostly when it comes to battling with her, I expect her to make use of Surf, and if I can get my hands on it, Ice Beam. Since Pelipper has a significantly higher special attack stat than physical, even with a nature that boosts her physical attack, I don't expect her to have much higher of a physical attack than special attack. And I think we're going to go for Surf rather than Fly, since Fly is a 2-turn attack using Pelipper's lower attack stat. I don't think even the super effective hit will make make up for the damage that we lose off of using a 2-turn move. And hey, she's got a Medicham. I wasn't expecting a water-type trainer to not have a water type. That's a subversion of expectation, folks. Alrighty, let's see here. Yay, Bird Pun has gained another level. Now she is caught up with everyone. Okay. And I do want Fire Pun to start getting ahead in levels. Oh, this is such a tricky situation. Alright, you know what? We're gonna take the EXP share from Bird Pun. We're gonna give it to Fire Pun. I want Fire Pun to get to Flamethrower ASAPs. And Bird Pun can make use of that Splash Plate. There we go. And since Fire Pun's going to start wanting to evolve, I'm gonna have to learn to mash the B button. Or live with the consequences of Charizard accidentally evolving too early. Either and or both are possible. Oh my goodness, there's the Tentacruel. I don't believe I'm fast enough to escape. Let's try it. Nope, not fast enough. Alrighty. You want to play that way, Tentacruel? I'll show you. We're going to send out Super. And if you ever do need to grind in games where you either can't battle wild Pokemon or can't battle trainers or anything like that, and you have access to water, grinding on Tentacruel can usually yield good results. They're pretty common and they have low physical defense, so they should be easy enough to KO, but they're also really fast, so they make traveling on the water routes very difficult. Anyway, if you're wondering why I am continuing to battle, even though Super should be able to theoretically run away, moves like Wrap prevent you from swapping out or running. So Super kinda has to KO the Tentacruel. Or I could have tried to catch it, but I didn't really want to. Tentacruel, despite how common it is another good choice. Alright, there is level 36 for Fire Pun, which means he's going to start trying to evolve. Mash that B button! Alright, there we go. Fire Pun has not yet evolved. We are not giving in to the Charizard lobby yet. Alright, let's see here. I think my repel wore off. Let's try to pop another one. That'll confirm it. One way or the other. Oh, yes. Repel's effects still linger. There we go. And now it's not. Yeah, now it doesn't. Okay. Yeah, I think in Generation 5 is when they started asking, hey, do you want to use another repel? And the answer is always, yes, of course. Pure Incense. I don't know what that does. Let's check it. Let's see here. There it is. No, I didn't want to move that down. Let's see. It helps keep wild Pokemon away if the holder is the first one in the party. Okay. I do believe that is an item you would also have to give to a Pokemon to breed it and get a baby form. The incenses tend to be the go-to method for doing that. So for example, if you want to get an Azurill, you have to breed a Marill or a Azumarill while it's holding a sea incense. I saw it. Today's number is 23. Show me a Pokemon that's level 23. If you can, I'll reward you. Win items from me. Black Belt powers up fighting type moves. Expert Belt powers up moves if they are super effective. Focus Sash. The bearer avoids a one-hit KO if its HP is full. Oh, okay. Anyway, yeah, he'll ask for a Pokemon at a specific level, and then if you show him a Pokemon at that level before the day ends, he gives you an item. I think they might be time-based. And we popped all the way back to the Pokemon Center to battle one more trainer on this route. Oh, that feels like a good use of my time. Oh. Alright, anyway. I'm also gonna need to get more Moo Moo Milk. Alright, this guy has Pokemon he wants to show off. Fine, let me see him. Ivan Togetic. Well, Togetic is no match for my bird puns. Follow me. So follow me is a double battles move. It forces your opponents to target the Pokemon that uses follow me. So it can be interesting. Or basically a way to keep your partner Pokemon safe while they're doing their thing. But in double battles, you also have to watch out for moves like Earthquake and Surf, which are able to hit every Pokemon on the field. Alright, anyway. And then that was a Togetic, which is the evolved form of Togepi. So if you are not using the egg that Cynthia gave to us as a treat, or gave to you as a treat, I don't know what pronouns to use in this situation. Anyway, not the point. The point is, if you're not using the egg Cynthia gave you, then you won't have a Togetic. So, there's the Togetic you can see. As for Togekiss, we'll definitely see one later. Since the goal to unlock the national dex is to see every Pokemon in the regional dex, they basically had to make absolutely sure that every Pokemon in the regional dex was visible in the game. So, it honestly makes me respect the development of Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum a lot more than most other Pokemon games, since there's a guarantee that you'll see every Pokemon in the region in a single playthrough, if you're diligent. Alright, let's buy one more thing of Moo Moo Milk. Or one more dozen things of Moo Moo Milk. And I wasn't actually keeping track of how much money I spent, but it doesn't matter. What does matter is I have one more surfing location we can show off at this point in time, and that will be near the Floaroma town. Yeah. Alright, anywhoozin', we go around this way. Lag. Anyway, and it's Saturday at the time of recording this, so I can't show off Drifloon here. But that's fine, we don't need to show off Drifloon. What we do need to show off is surfing. And I just realized I completely forgot something I could have done so much earlier. Oh my goodness, I am so forgetful. You know what, we'll do that later. Because for now, we are doing surf explorings. Alright, anyway, here is the Fugo Ironworks. In Platinum, this is a worthwhile location to go out of your way to visit if you want to use fire types, and you haven't caught Ponyta or Houndour at this point in the game, or you didn't evolve Eevee into Flareon, or you didn't start with Chimchar. Anyway, the last possible fire type, I think, that is available for an in-game playthrough in Platinum is here on this route, and that's Magmar. Magmar does need to be traded in order to evolve into its final form, Magmortar, but Magmar himself is good enough if you want to use it. So, if you are looking for a fire type and you're this far and you still don't have one, consider Magmar, because why not? Anyway, the other reason to visit the Fugo Ironworks... Oh, I just realized there is a very good reason to visit the Fugo Ironworks beyond what I'm thinking about. I believe this is where you can find a Firestone. Although I think I already have a Firestone. But more importantly, I think there's a TM for Flamethrower in here. And that means... if there is a TM for Flamethrower, I don't have to wait to evolve Charmeleon anymore. Interesting. I should have come here a lot sooner. But you know what? It's fine. We'll keep leveling up Charmeleon. And then if it learns... I forgot to heal at a Pokemon Center. Anyway, and then if Charmeleon learns flamethrower before I get my hands on the TM, then that is also Gouda. I don't know if any of my other critters could learn flamethrower, but we'll make the most of it. Alright, anyway, my choke is no match for my surf. Oh, I guess it was a match for my surf. Oh wow, that did almost nothing. Anyway, I kind of want to conserve surfs, so let's see if we can finish it with fly. The only downside to fly is that it has not perfect accuracy, so there is a chance it can miss. I believe it's either got 90 or 95. I don't remember which. But we don't need to worry about that because we got the KO! You win! Yatta! Alright, let's see here. Alright, we step on this plate. And it gets us up here. Calcium! That's a special attack boost. You know what? I am going to use that. And if they work, we're going to use them on Fire Pun. Yeah, as I've already mentioned, I believe, the vitamins only boost your stats up to a certain point, up to 100 effort values in whatever stat you're increasing. And so, after a certain point, they're just not going to work anymore, and then yada yada yada. Let's see, let's try down. Anyway, what was I going on about? I don't remember. Oh, right. They also won't work if your Pokemon already has the capped number of effort values. Each Pokemon can get a grand total of 510 effort values. And then I believe in this game, each stat can cap at 255. But if you're in Generation 5 and or up, I believe that cap was changed to 252. Since with a cap of 255, a Pokemon wouldn't get the full benefit of the 3 extra effort values they put into whatever stat, since you need a total of 4 effort values to increase that stat by 1 point at level 100. So if you only have 3 in a stat, it doesn't really work out. So the highest optimal value to have a stat increase to was 252. So even when the cap was 255, if you wanted to be perfectly optimal, you would have to stop at 252 and keep track of a hidden stat you have no way to measure once you started increasing it, more or less. I mean, I think there were ways to calculate it. I know there are calculators online you can use, but that's not the point. Alright, anyway, what is the point is we're gonna Earthquake again. Alright. Yay! It is super effective. Super and Fire Pun gain experience, but not Bird Pun, even though she's at a lower level, but that's not the point. The point is, Fire Pun's probably gonna be our go-to guy for things. Alright, red shard. Anyway, this down arrow right here, it's a trap that goes right back to the entrance. So if you're trying to make it further into the Fuego Ironworks, going down that way would set you back a little bit. Oh, there's an item there. Alright, let's see here. Oh yeah, you have to be very, very careful where you step. And, yeah, and it looks like there are items in every spot. Oh, wait, no, that's not what I was going to say. What I was going to say is it looks like there are a lot of shards here. So, yeah, lots and lots of shards. Let's see. And then step carefully. There we go, there we go. I hope that was the right spot. Yes, yes, it was. Okay. And then up here should be another shard. Oh no, it's a firestone. So, you know, if you didn't get the first one, there's the second one. Alright, let's see here. Well, I mean, I think there was a first one. Oh boy. And then... Alright, so the top one's a bust. What about the bottom one? The bottom one goes that way. Okay, so I think the middle one's the one we have to go on. No, the middle one was wrong. I am terribly sorry about that, folks. Alright, let's see here. And then back down this way again. Huh. Well, it wasn't the middle one, and I'm pretty sure it's not the top. How do we get over there? Alright, well, let's try the bottom one. Oh, wait, no, that middle one is the right one. What am I thinking? Or, not the middle one, the top one. I don't know. Words. Alright, let's see here. Alright, let's see, so... Alright, yeah, let's try that top one. Oh, yeah, that was right. Okay. Yeah, who designs ironworks to work this way? Oh my goodness. Worker Conrad, I do not like you. I am going to drown your Magmar in retaliation. Oh, fire spin? Yeah, I wasn't gonna swap anyway. Alrighty. Anyway, trapping moves like Fire Spin, Wrap, and yada yada yada, those were extremely super duper pretty really overpowered in the first generation games, since the opponent couldn't do anything while they were trapped. Literally. It would prevent them from taking any actions at all. Alright, anyway, getting that item, we must be very, very careful. Rock Incense. Now the Rock Incense, that is, well, it boosts the power of rock-type moves, and then you can also give it to Sudowoodo to get a, Bonsly. Alright. Well, hello. It's not often I get a visitor here. I tried to make the ironworks run better with the moving floor titles, but no one was happy about it. They said the moving floor made them dizzy. But you don't want to listen to me whine. Here's a souvenir. A star piece. My ironworks makes iron by removing impurities from iron ore. In the process, we find a variety of colored shards. If you'd like, we can trade star pieces for these shards. Yes. There you are, red, blue, yellow, and green. Shards in different colors. My ironworks would be nothing if there were no iron. That's why I'm always thankful for nature for supplying me with iron. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and see how many times I can trade him. Oh, I just had the 2. Alright, but yeah, that's a neat way to get shards. I did not know about that. Shows how long it's been since I played Platinum. Alright, anyway, on to that thing I forgot about. Back to Eterna City. Alright, anyway... And then let's go ahead and check the Flamethrower TM, because I do believe, well, if no one else can learn it, I can just teach that right now, and then we're set. Flamethrower. Yeah, no one else can learn Flamethrower, and I was putting off Fire Pun's evolution just to get my hands on it, and now we got it. So we're Gouda. Of course, now we don't need, Fire Fang. But that's a thing for another time. Alright, anyway, now I feel silly for delaying Charmeleon's evolution. But whatever, we can make it work. Alright, and then I hope this last thing that I want to do that I should have done earlier but completely forgot about is easy and simple and clean. Alright, anyway, here on Route 205, we don't need surf because this is something I should have done before I got surf. Back in Eterna Forest, there's Gardenia. Hiya, were you intrigued by the rumors going around too? You know, people have been talking about the ghost Pokemon of the old chateau. I've been hearing rumors about sinister shadows, too. I should check it out myself, but going in there is... Well, you know, being that I'm a gym leader, I'm always busy. So since I'm so busy, I can't go in. It's not because I'm scared. So good luck with your investigation. Yeah, totally not scared. Anyway. So you could have actually come here right after beating Gardenia. I completely spaced it. Can I refresh my repels yet? Let's see. Yes, I can. Alright, anyway. So the old chateau here is mainly a good place to go if you are interested in using Ghastly, since Ghastly is in here. There is one other notable Pokemon you can get in the old chateau, and I do believe it is available earlier in Platinum than it is in Diamond and Pearl. Let's see. Rare candy, woo! Let's see. I can't read that. The trash can is empty. And that one's empty too. They're all empty. Repel's effect wore off. Oh my goodness, this music is spooky! Yeah, let's see. Well, the tablecloth looks so stained. You know, maybe that's the real horror of this place. The stained tablecloth. I mean, who doesn't take good care of their place? Ew, so uncivilized. Alright, let's see. Well, I wonder if we can examine the statue. It appears that as if it is glaring. Well, of course it does. It's a statue. Anyway, what's in here? Repel's effects wore off again. Well, we're gonna keep that shit on. Alright, anyway, in here. Ooh, more items. Old Gateau. So the old Gateau is basically a full heal, but it's called something else. What about over in this room? I don't see anything. Yeah. Alrighty, well, what about up here? Oh my goodness, so many rooms, so little time. Let's see. Ooh, TM90, substitute. Alrighty, what about this room? Hello there, portrait. I guess it's broken. Can we sleep in the bed? No, let's pop another repel. Although, I think with the in-game time... No, it should still be nighttime in-game. I think so. Alright, anyway. Ooh, more beds. Alrighty. Well, nothing in those beds. Let's put Disney in the front. Alright. The TV has an oddly malevolent feel. It's as if it's staring. Oh, is that all it's gonna say about the TV? That is so disappointing. A dread plate. 3 beings were born to bind time and space. Alright, let's check that TV one more time, because I am pretty certain it is still considered night. Maybe. I do not know. Alright. Yeah, I think I might be here at a bad time. Or maybe it was a repel repelling it. No, never mind. All right, so yeah, I think you're supposed to be able to encounter Rotom by examining that TV, but I believe it only works at night. And considering that it hasn't shown up, I do not believe it is nighttime in my game at the moment. So I don't think I can encounter Rotom for you right now, folks. So I guess we'll have to put that off for now. Anyway, let's go ahead and put Bird Pun back up front and fly to Jubilife. Alrighty. And then this might be a disappointing spot to end the episode, but I'm going to end it off here. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.